The Secret Misses. Chapter 981. Luna stared at Theo. He appeared expressionless as usual as he put his phone aside and started drinking the soup. "Hey, Theo, aren't you going to check your inbox?" Luna asked. "Nope." "Why?" "It's not necessary." "How's that unnecessary?" "It's very necessary." "I'm very curious." "Open it." Luna sat on Theo's lap. Theo looked at her, then he opened his inbox. There was a new mail from Willow. With it came a compressed file attachment, probably containing some images or documents. "Quickly download it," Luna urged. Theo clicked on it, then the download started. The internet speed was very fast, so it took only a few seconds to complete. After unzipping the file, they found lots of pictures in the folder. Luna could not wait for Theo's laggy movements anymore, so she quickly opened one of the pictures for a better view. Both of them were dumbfounded. Luna put her palm to her forehead. "I knew it." Theo looked forlornly at her. "I told you to not fool around." "I'm not fooling around, all right? It's not the paparazzi who took these. It's your dear childhood friend. And we've already been secretive enough. No one would have noticed if they didn't monitor us all day long." Luna browsed through the pictures happily. "Well, these pictures are pretty well taken. Look at the lighting. This angle. They even took this one where I kissed you in secret and this one where I secretly put a wheatgrass in your hair, ha ha ha. And also this one, how embarrassing. Theo, send me a copy, please, I want to keep them. Quickly." All these pictures were of Luna and Arthur, which was incidentally, Theo. No wonder Willow had said that she cheated with another male actor. It was not wrong, in a way. As Luna thought about it, she realized that something was not right and she glanced wryly at Theo. "Your dear childhood friend seems really concerned about you, eh?" Theo's heart swelled at the fact that Luna was jealous. He grabbed her by the waist and mocked, "Are you jealous? Stop trying to change the topic. I heard that you didn't have anyone to talk to back then because your IQ was too high. Only Willow could chat with you. So you're really friendly with her? So, you like her type? The smart type of woman like Willow?" Luna's nostrils flared as her temper rose. Theo said seriously, "Nope, I like someone a little stupid." "Who's stupid?" "You're stupid." Luna was suddenly triggered and she got up from his lap, taking the soup away. "I'm confiscating this. No more for you." Seeing the girl retreat quickly, Theo glanced at his manhood which had reacted from their close proximity. That was a pretty quick reaction. Suddenly, his phone rang. It was Jake. Theo picked it up. "Hello?" "Hey, Theo, your voice doesn't sound right." He felt a chill as he heard Theo's voice. "What's up?" "I'm in a bad mood, come out and drink with me," Jake said weakly. Chapter 982. Willow had finally called him yesterday, but she was still going on about Theo. He already tried all of Theo's ideas of picking up girls but nothing worked. One of the main reasons was that he simply could not stay calm and cool in front of Willow. He was exhausted by the emotional roller coaster ride he had to go through. "I'm not available," Theo rejected straightforwardly. "What are you busy with?" Jake asked. "I'm busy arguing with my wife," said Theo, abruptly ending the call right after that. Jake was left speechless. Although he said they were arguing, why did he make it sound like he enjoyed it? As though they were flirting with each other? How I wish one day I could argue with Willow in the middle of the night. In the living room of the Kingston family's villa. "How did it go, Willow? Have you told Theo?" Thomas asked. Willow nodded. "I'm afraid that he'll feel awkward if I tell him through a phone call, so I sent him a text message followed by an email. It seems like he's seen them but he hasn't replied me yet." Thomas expected such an outcome. He's a man, after all. He needs some time to digest something like this. "It's a good chance for you. Try to be more aggressive, spend some time with him." Don't let this opportunity slip away. Do you understand what I mean? Willow nodded. I know what I need to do. Thomas looked at his daughter proudly. He knew that she would not let him down. After returning to her room, Willow went to the balcony and called Jake. As Jake had just been rejected by Theo, he did not expect his phone to ring. To his excitement, it was a call from Willow. She was actually calling him this late at night. Jake was revived, but he learned his lesson, so he suppressed his emotions and asked carefully, Hey, Willow. What's up? Not much, just thinking that weather's been pretty good recently, so I feel like asking a few friends to go hiking and camping. Are you interested? Willow asked. Jake was surprised. Just as he was about to agree to it, he remembered Theo's tactic, so he said calmly, When? Let me check if I'm available. There's a double holiday tomorrow, how about it? Tomorrow, I should be alright, sure. Jake tried to keep his cool. That's great. Can you also ask if Theo wants to go? Jake's happy expression froze on his face. Theo, he probably won't go. Why not? Willow asked. He fought with Luna, so he's probably not available. It was obvious that Jake did not want to even ask him. They fought. Willow suspected that it was about the pictures. She continued, the more reason for him to come out and take some time to relax. Didn't he like to go hiking when he was feeling down? Jake, help me ask him, all right? Please. Willow thought carefully. She knew that she had to be proactive but not excessively so. From her experience, Theo had never liked women who were too aggressive. One had to be close to him slowly and naturally, so she decided to have Jake to ask him out. It was the best solution at that moment. Chapter 983. On the other end of the phone, Jake was silent for a while. All right, I'll help you to ask him. Thank you, good night. Good night. After ending the call, Jake flung his phone away and lit a cigarette. He lay on the sofa and smoked quietly. The atmosphere in the room was cold and silent. After some time, the man suddenly kicked the table in front of him. There was a loud crash. The living room turned into a mess and sparks flew out of the huge screen of the TV. Jake's anger faded away sometime later. He took a deep breath and picked up his phone to call Theo. Hey, Theo, we're going camping tomorrow. Don't you dare tell me that you're unavailable. If not, I'll fight you right now. Jake's voice sounded agitated. What's wrong? Theo asked in his usual flat tone. Nothing. Just come. If not, our friendship ends right here. That's all, bye. Jake ended the call. The phone fell onto the floor and Jake looked miserably at it. He slapped himself hard in the face. Jake, just how long do you want to torture yourself? Nevertheless, he had no choice. There was no way that he could give up loving her. Theo looked at his phone awkwardly. In the meantime, Luna was busy emptying the pot of soup. Now she knew how dangerous this soup was. She had to quickly dispose of it. Suddenly, someone gave her a warm hug from behind. What? Luna said in an annoyed tone. I'll bring you somewhere tomorrow to release your anger, all right? Theo asked. Huh? Release my anger? What do you mean? Luna asked back. I just promised Jake to go hiking tomorrow, Theo replied. Hiking? Was this related to her anger? Unless, Willow was going as well. So, what Theo meant was that, he wanted to crush Willow's hope once and for all with this opportunity. Luna felt indifferent about it and she shrugged. Sure. Since we're taking a break from acting tomorrow, it's a good time to relax as well. Luna excitedly suggested, can we bring little treasure along too? Theo replied instantly, no. Why? Why not? Luna asked unhappily. He'll be the third wheel, Theo said. Luna was speechless. Did he just call his son the third wheel? As they were talking, footsteps came from behind them. The little bun stared at his father unhappily, making it obvious that he had overheard their conversation. Luna quickly picked up the little bun. "Hey, little guy, why are you awake? Don't listen to your father's nonsense. He's the third wheel. The most annoying kind of third wheel. We're not bringing you because it's going to be tiring. I'll sleep with you tonight. Don't be angry, we'll ignore him." Luna glared at Theo, then went upstairs with the little bun. Theo had no words. Third wheel indeed. Chapter 984. It was a warm, sunny day, a good day for camping. At the parking site located at the bottom of Mount Yuming, Willow, Jake, Zoe, and several others were chatting as they waited for the rest to arrive. "Where's he? Not here yet? Will he ditch us? No way. I only came because I heard bro Theo is coming." Willow looked at her watch and inhaled deeply. "Just wait a little longer, Theo's in a bad mood. He might have overslept." Bad mood? What happened? Some sharp ones could practically smell the gossip coming. Willow said hesitantly, "Seems like he argued with his girlfriend." Massive news. Really? Did they argue? Didn't they look lovey-dovey together the last time we saw them? Sis Willow, are you serious? Did he really argue with that woman? Ha ha ha, they finally fought. I knew they weren't going to last for long. Could they have already broken up? That's possible. It must be a huge matter to make bro Theo argue with her. Willow apologized as the group of friends bombarded her with all the questions. "I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure about the details as well. I just heard Jake mention it." However, she actually knew that after something like that, Theo must have already broken up with Theo. The group then shifted their attention to Jake. "Master Jake, what happened? Master Jake, Master Jake. Master Jake? What?" Jake replied annoyingly as he puffed on his cigarette. "Master Jake, why were you daydreaming? We were just asking what happened to Theo. Did he really break up with Theo?" Break up? Jake was in a bad mood himself, so he did not really pay attention to what they were discussing just now, and he was confused how they reached this conclusion. "Yeah, didn't you tell Willow that Theo argued with his girlfriend?" someone asked. Jake remembered now that he did say that, but he had just made that excuse up because he did not want Theo to join them. Did they really believe me? And it seemed like, so did Willow. Jake looked at Willow. He realized that she looked really cheerful that day, and she had changed her usual style of cold-colored outfits and wore a smoking red dress that day. Jake looked really unwell. They stopped asking him as he seemed like he was in a blur daze. They then continued their gossip as they waited. "Hey! It's there. Is that Theo's car?" "Where?" "Yes, it's his car. A black four-wheel drive parked near them." The door opened and Theo walked out. Willow went up to him and beamed, "You're finally here, Theo. We're all waiting for you, let's go." Theo nodded. When Willow started walking, she realized that Theo did not follow her. Instead, he went to the other side of the car and opened the door. Had Theo invited someone else? A person alighted from the car. It was Theo. Chapter 985. Why was Luna here with Theo? Willow was unable to hide her shocked expression as it was such a sudden revelation. She just stared at both of them. What was more unbelievable was that as Luna came out of the car, she put her hand in his naturally. The girl wore the same white sports outfit as Theo's and her hair was pulled into a ponytail. She rubbed her eyes like she had just woken up. It was too early for her to wake up that morning, so Luna had reclined the seat and slept in the car, which was why everyone did not see that there was another person on the shotgun seat. They stood side by side wearing their couple outfit, looking exactly like a love-struck couple. How was this possible? Could they have not broken up? There was not a trace of argument either. What had gone wrong? Miss Luna, you're here as well? Willow tried to stay calm as she clenched her fists. Luna still looked sleepy, so Theo answered in her stead, "She's on holiday now, so I brought her out to relax. I see, then let's go, we might not be able to reach the peak before it gets dark. Willow's expression returned to normal. While she had a lot of questions, she understood that it was not the right time to ask. She was going to wait for the right moment to ask Theo later. That woman came too. Zoe was disappointed when she saw the both of them in their couple outfit. She really thought that they had broken up. The others were surprised as well, and they discussed among themselves in low voices. It doesn't seem like they broke up. Maybe they are just pretending. They made up. What's so weird about it? Jake did not shift his eyes away from Willow the whole time. He clearly saw the change in her expression the moment she saw Luna. He felt a sharp pain in his heart at the same time he felt suspicious. He had just briefly mentioned it last night, so why did she assume with such confidence that they must have broken up? Jake felt that something was amiss. Was there something he did not know? With different doubts in each of their minds, they started their journey to the top of the mountain. Mount Yuming was about 3,000 meters above sea level. It had beautiful scenery since it was a natural habitat for flora and fauna. One would be able to witness the majestic view of a floor of clouds and various green hills, and after a night of camping at the peak, the view of the sunrise the next morning was sure to be grandiose. Theo used to come here alone when he wanted to do some training or just to think something through, but now, there was someone else with him. Luna still looked really sleepy even after getting out of the car. She just replied to the greetings around her half-heartedly. Most of the people here were from the same bunch from the last time she had gone to the shooting range. Because of Luna's performance at the shooting range, their attitude was curious and wary of her, but because they were with Theo, they treated her friendly on the surface. Chapter 986. This time, there was a pair of newlyweds who had gotten married very soon after they met each other through a blind date. The girl already started complaining at the bottom of the mountain, "My gosh. It's so high. Are we really walking all the way up? I can imagine that I'll die halfway." "It's alright, I'll carry you if you're tired. You're the best." When he heard the newlyweds' conversation, Theo looked at the girl beside him. "Still feeling tired?" Luna pouted, "It's all your fault." He had made the little bun unhappy last night, so she had to make up to him and only got a few hours of sleep. Theo understood what Luna meant, but it was a totally different thing from the perspective of the others, and their wild imaginations ran. So, they really did make up. Did they do it all night long? Theo walked in front of the girl as she yawned and he bent over. "Get on." "What?" Luna asked. "Get on me and continue sleeping." "Really?" Luna was really tempted by his broad back and she quickly jumped on him. Theo adjusted his position and started walking with Luna on his back. Everyone was speechless by what they saw. Even a married couple lost to them. That guy was ready to carry his wife if she was tired, but Theo is already carrying Luna before they even started. "I'm impressed by bro Theo." Ha ha ha, I would never believe that Theo has this side of him a few years back, but now I'm already used to it. They were halfway to the top and Luna had slept through the whole journey. Theo continued without any sign of fatigue even with her on his back. A few people were panting behind him. CEO Theo has too much stamina. The group was chatting along the way and the camaraderie was great, except for Zoe and a few girls who were friendly with Willow. Zoe chased up with Theo and said, "Bro, there's still a long way ahead. How long does she plan to sleep? Is she trying to tire you out?" Luna frowned a little because of the noise and Theo looked at Zoe coldly. "Quiet." Zoe was so frustrated. At the back of the hiking group, Willow's doubts grew stronger when she watched Theo and Luna. Finally, they reached the mountaintop around evening. After a short rest, everyone started setting up camp. Willow could not hold it in anymore and went up to Theo. "Theo, can I speak to you for a moment?" Theo looked at Luna, who was setting up the tent. As she was focused on the tent, she signaled to him to go ahead with Willow. It's probably hard for Willow to hold it in this long. Willow felt humiliated by Luna's indifferent attitude. Where did her confidence come from? As they walked a distance away from the campsite, Willow asked, "Theo, Did you see the message and photos I sent you last night? Theo was still looking at Luna even though Willow was talking to him. Did you see Luna together with that man? Willow confirmed with him again. Yes. Theo still looked calm. Was that all he had to react to this? Willow took a deep breath and asked again, then, what do you think? Theo replied, those are some nice pictures, thank you. Chapter 987. Nice pictures. Thank you. For a moment, Willow thought that something was wrong with her ears. Or something was wrong with Theo. Would a normal man react this way after seeing intimate pictures of his girlfriend with another man? Willow took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. She asked out of concern, Theo, are you being threatened by that woman? She could not think of any other reason that would make Theo stay with that woman after something like that happened. Nope, Theo replied in a firm tone without any odd expression. Then, why are you still with her? Willow did not understand him at all. The man in the pictures is me, Theo simply said. You, what are you saying? Willow was shocked, then she continued, the man in the picture is Luna's colleague named Arthur. How could that be you? Did I send you the wrong pictures? In a clear voice, Theo popped her bubble after she continued to find excuses for herself. I am Arthur, I just altered my face. What Theo had just said so lightheartedly was extremely shocking to Willow and she could not believe it. It's you said, you're Arthur. Her career forbids us from publicizing our relationship and we have very little time together, so I choose to spend time with her this way. It was rare for Theo to talk this much, yet every single word sliced through her like a knife. Any more questions? Theo asked. Willow shook her head. She looked pale. Questions. What else could I ask? No matter how much she thought about it, she could never have guessed that the man Luna cheated with was Theo himself. The man who was cold to everyone had actually swapped his face and joined the act just to spend more time with that woman. She had tried so hard not to hurt his pride and had invited him to hike, thinking that he would finally realize the woman's true colors. Yet, in the end, Theo just denied all her efforts. She was playing the role of the Joker all along. Then, allow me to say a few things, Theo spoke up after a short moment. What do you want to say? That I'm a wicked woman who's trying to separate you from her? I didn't even know that that was you. I was really worried that you're being cheated on. Willow yelled at him. Theo interrupted her and looked at her with his cold eyes. Willow, there are things that I don't say out loud because I think you're a smart person. I believe that you understand. Willow bit her lip with tears in her eyes. Stop it. I don't want to hear it. Theo turned a deaf ear on her and forced his opinions upon her. Willow, it's impossible between us. No matter what happened before, now, or in the future, I've only ever thought of you as a friend and nothing else. Even if Luna was not with me, I wouldn't be with you either. I hope you don't waste any more time on me. Willow did not expect Theo would be this straightforward to say something so hurtful to her. She was trembling. Theo, you're so cruel. Chapter 988. I'm only telling you this because I still think of you as a friend. This is my final reminder. No matter if it's you or your father, please stop what you shouldn't be doing. Otherwise, I'll let you know what real cruelty is. That's all I want to say. Theo then walked away. Willow felt her legs give way as exhaustion overcame her. She slumped onto the ground, her outfit soaked wet with her cold sweat. Yes, she knew. How could she not notice? She just did not want to believe or accept it until Theo pointed out the obvious truth to her. Theo, how could you do this to me? Willow cried uncontrollably. There was a large tree just a few steps behind Willow and Jake was leaning against it in silence. He restrained himself even though he really wanted to comfort her. If he showed up now, it would only make her feel embarrassed. While he knew that he should not be eavesdropping, he could not help but follow when he saw Theo and Willow talking to each other. Who would have known that things would have progressed this way? From their conversation, it was Willow or her father who had investigated Luna, then took evidence of her cheating. So that was how Willow was so sure that both of them would break up. But in the end, even he was shocked. Theo was just indescribable. He was doting on that woman to this extent. As for Theo's hurtful words, he looked at Willow's painful expression. While he felt sorry for her, he understood that Theo had done it for her own good. He also understood that Theo was willing to let this matter off because of him as a friend. If Willow still did not learn her lesson. But would she really? She was such a smart and proud woman. Now that Theo had revealed everything to her, would she be willing to let him go? Jake's uneasy heart had a selfish spark of hope within it. If Willow could give up on Theo, then maybe he would have a chance. Luna finished setting up the tent, then she saw Theo return. "You're back." Look at the tent I set up. Isn't it great? It's really solid." Luna patted her tent proudly. Theo's expression darkened a little when he saw the girl's carefree attitude. "Aren't you worried at all? You're really difficult, aren't you? Are you going to be angry at me for trusting you?" Luna said. Theo sighed. He knew that he could not beat her in an argument. "I've explained everything to her already," Theo reported to his wife. Looking at Theo's expressionless face, Luna almost giggled. She tiptoed and kissed him on the lips. "Good boy, I'll give you a kiss." When they were assigning tents, it was only natural for Theo and Luna to share one. Zoe was tent mates with Willow, the newlyweds would share one, and the others split amongst themselves. Jake was the only unfortunate one. Because they had odd numbers, one person would definitely be left out. Jake never had a good temper to start with. In addition to his extra bad mood that day, no one wanted to share a tent with him, so he would be sleeping alone. It was going to be a sleepless night for many of them. Chapter 989. There was a transparent portion at the top of the tent, and because they were quite high above sea level, the twinkling stars could be seen clearly. Luna lay down beside Theo, and as they both looked at the stars, she mumbled, "Twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Gosh, I'm missing little treasure already." She could think of little treasure even by just looking at the stars. "Don't think of other men when you're with me." Luna's mouth twitched in amusement. "He's our son, all right?" "Not even our son," Theo replied. Luna was speechless. "Then, what would happen to our children in the future?" "My poor children will be abandoned by you." Theo turned to her, his eyes shining brighter than the stars in the sky. "I won't abandon them. Let's make some." Luna coughed, "Keep calm. I was just saying." Theo and Luna chatted about all sorts of things, from having babies to the number of boys and girls they wanted, until there was a weird noise coming from the tent beside them. It sounded like a girl crying. "Is someone crying?" Luna asked. "Nope," Theo replied expressionlessly. "No? But I heard it." The voices became clearer. No, don't, be gentler." Luna kept quiet. As the noises got more and more intense, Luna understood what were they doing. It was the pair of newlyweds beside their tent. Theo and Luna won the battle in the daytime, so they wanted a rematch at night. Dear, why do you think there's nothing happening in Theo's tent? Could he be tired from hiking? He has such good stamina though." "You naughty little thing. Are you really talking about another man's stamina in front of me?" Slower, how annoying, Their voices got louder and wilder, almost everyone could hear them. It was understandable as they were newlyweds, so some of them just turned a deaf ear. However, of course, there were some that could not stand it. "You bastard, Chris. Keep your voice down." Jake roared from his tent. Everyone else laughed. They all thought that the showdown ended. They had anticipated hearing something from Theo and his little bunny's tent, but Chris and his wife got to it first. But there was really nothing happening in Theo's tent. Was he really that tired from carrying Luna today? Just as everyone was thinking about it, suddenly there was a loud crash. Bam! Everyone hurried out of their tents to see Theo and Luna's tent collapsed. Even the tent collapsed. Just how intense were they? As expected of Theo. A short while later, Theo helped Luna out of the tent with a dark expression. He stared at the girl. So, this is your very solid tent? Chapter 990. Luna forced a laugh. This doesn't make sense. Did I miss out any parts? As she was mumbling in confusion, she suddenly realized that everyone had come out of their own tents and looked meaningfully at her and Theo. Even the newlyweds neighboring them looked like they conceded in defeat. When she realized what these people were thinking about, Luna was immediately dumbfounded. Could all of them be a little purer in their thoughts? This time, Theo pitched the tent by himself. Not too far away, Willow watched the two of them, feeling a surge of hatred that she had never experienced before well up inside of her. At about dawn, before the sky turned bright, Luna was suddenly awoken by the clamorous noise outside. Theo, what's going on outside? Luna rubbed her eyes and sat up, pulling the tent entrance open. Then, she saw that Zoe was anxiously checking the tents one by one for someone or something. With Zoe causing a ruckus, everyone woke up. What's happening? When she saw Theo, Zoe looked as if she saw the pillar of this issue and ran over with tears in her eyes. Brother, Sis Willow has gone missing. What do you mean missing? Jake rushed over and held Zoe by the arm, clearly agitated. Zoe anxiously explained, when I woke up, I realized that Sis Willow was not inside the tent, so I thought she went to the toilet and did not pay much attention. But she never returned and she won't pick up my calls. I've been looking around for her but I can't find her. I'm very worried now. Would something have happened to Sis Willow? Jake picked up his phone and made a call. He frowned when the telephone operator's automated message notified him that the other end had switched off their phone. When he thought about what happened last night, he could not help but look troubled. It shouldn't be anything, this is a scenic site where lots of people visit. I've never heard any cases of wild beasts. What if Sis Willow took things too hard on herself and did something? Zoe said as she stared angrily at Luna. Are Willow's luggage and belongings still here? Asked someone. Zoe nodded. It's all here. So, there's no way she would have left first. Even if she did, she would have definitely told me. In fact, Sis Willow has been acting weird since last night. I'm really worried that something has happened to her. Jake suddenly roared, then, what are we still doing here? Everyone quickly split up to look for her. Damn it. If he knew this would happen, he would have shamelessly appeared to console her when she was sobbing yesterday. She had let her thoughts run wild, if something really happened. Theo's words had indeed been quite hurtful yesterday. Even if Willow was strong, she was still a girl with her own emotions. Luna entered the tent to get dressed. Willow wouldn't really have done something out of depression, would she? Say, what did you say to her yesterday? Theo looked at her, then repeated what he had said to Willow word for word. When Luna finished listening, she cleared her throat. Cruel indeed. Theo replied, do you think I was too cruel? Luna chuckled, I'm not at Mother Teresa's level yet to pity my own romantic rival. Let's go and look for her. Willow had tried to step between them despite knowing that she was in a relationship with Theo, so she did not think that there was a problem with what he had said to her. On the contrary, if Theo had left any space for doubt, that would be truly irresponsible to the three of them. Chapter 991. After getting dressed, everyone split up to look for Willow in the surrounding area. Zoe, don't be sad, Willow's definitely not that weak. It's all that woman's fault. She's just too much. She's been trying to provoke Sis Willow since yesterday and intentionally had my cousin piggyback her and kiss each other as if no one else was around. At night, they even, just offensive public morals. Zoe ranted. That woman is indeed too much, I've been wanting to say that since yesterday. Is she here to hike or sleep? If she wanted to sleep, she should just go home. Why did she even come? Poor Willow. The few girls who were usually on good terms with Willow had started to complain and push all the blame about the missing Willow onto Luna. Was it wrong for a couple publicly display their affection for each other? If this was offending public morals, would he and his wife not be even more offensive by their standards? Chris and his wife, Cherry, had wanted to say something, but those people were on Willow's side, so it would not do them any good to cut in. They could only shake their heads and continue the search. As the sky was beginning to brighten, time slowly passed for them and everyone had gone on separate ways, yet they still had not found her. Their expressions could not help but be filled with worry. Luna's search was unfruitful too. She scratched her head and suggested, "Theo, let's split up to look. It's faster that way." If something really had happened to Willow, it would definitely be very troublesome, especially for Theo. Even if it had nothing to do with them, the blame would definitely fall on them. It was not like she had not heard all the people gossiping and whispering earlier. "The terrains here are complicated, you'd better stick with me," said Theo with a frown. Luna helplessly looked at Theo, who wished that he could tie her around him to carry. "I'm an adult. Do you think I'd get lost?" "Don't talk so much, quickly look for her." Theo could not stop her. "Call me if there's anything, don't get lost." I know. Sis Willow. Sis Willow. Where are you? Answer me if you can hear me. Sis Willow." Zoe shouted at the top of her lungs from the cliff and suddenly bumped into Luna at a turn on the narrow path. When she saw Luna, Zoe immediately shot her a nasty look. "Witch. Sis Willow is now missing because of you. Are you happy now? You're satisfied now, aren't you? How can you be this evil?" Luna raised her brows questioningly. "I hope in the future, when a third party comes between you and your boyfriend, and your third party goes missing when your boyfriend rejects her, I hope you can also be this righteous, Miss Zoe." "You!" Zoe roared in fury. "What third party? You're the third party. You're the third party between Sis Willow and my cousin. Miss Zoe, do you really understand the meaning behind third party? When I got into a relationship with your cousin, I was single and so was he. How did you come to the conclusion that I'm the third party?" Zoe bit her lip and she rebutted, "Sis Willow and my cousin grew up together and they've known each other since they were young." Luna nodded solemnly. "So, your cousin said that he liked Willow and wanted to marry her?" He never said that to me, but my cousin definitely likes Sis Willow. He never got a girlfriend all these years because he was waiting for Sis Willow." Zoe sounded incredibly certain. Chapter 992. As she looked at the stubborn and naive girl, Luna did not actually want to say more, but since she was Theo's cousin, she still said something in the end. "Young lady, you flaunt yourself as an envoy of righteousness to fight for someone else's justice, but have you ever thought about asking your cousin's thoughts as his own flesh and blood? Did he really like Willow before? Is the relationship between him and Willow as innocent and as undying a love as you thought? You continue to question your cousin's choice over and over again just based on one outsider's hearsay to ruin him and his girlfriend's relationship. Don't you think that there's a problem?" I. Luna had said so much, but Zoe found herself tongue-tied. It was true that she had treated Willow as an idol because she admired her. She was capable, outstanding, and intelligent. She would always be on her side. As for her cousin, she had never tried to understand him, only treating him as a traitor. When she thought about it, during her chats with Willow, she subconsciously felt that they should ideally be a couple, as she always heard Willow reminisce about entertaining anecdotes from when they were younger, so she thought they liked each other. Nevertheless, Willow had never given her a definite answer about they were really like. In fact, Luna was right. When she had started dating Theo, they were both single, so who was the third party? Suddenly, Zoe actually found herself at a loss. However, even so, she remained her annoyed towards this woman before her. Even if you're not the third party, you can't use my cousin's sincerity to strut around, showing off or intimidate people. Do you know how sad Sis Willow is? You've obviously done something to hurt her, and until now we don't know Sis Willow's whereabouts. Aren't you at least a little regretful? How can there be someone as evil as... As Zoe was angrily accusing her, Luna's expression suddenly changed as she ran at lightning speed towards her. Zoe, who Luna had touched, acted as if she had been touched by something gross and instantly pushed her off of her. What are you doing? Don't touch me. Luna did not expect Zoe to actually push her off suddenly. Even though she had pulled Zoe to safety behind her, she was pushed towards a collapsing cliff. Before she could react, her body had faltered and she rolled off the cliff. Zoe watched, stunned, at the cliff where the hung precociously and watched Luna's silhouette decrease in size until it very quickly disappeared. A few seconds later, an alarmed screech was heard. Ah! Zoe! What happened? What's happening? A few of those nearby had been attracted over by Zoe's screams. Luna! Luna fell down. Save her! Quickly save her! Zoe cried. The moment she said that, everyone's expression changed. What did you say? Why would Luna suddenly fall off? What happened exactly? Zoe, speak clearly. Jake asked with a serious expression. Bro, Jake. What do we do? Luna fell off. I saw her fall off myself. The spot I was standing in suddenly collapsed. She fell because she saved me. Please save her. Quickly save her. Bro, Jake. Get someone to save her. Chapter 993. Zoe could not hold it in anymore and started sobbing as she sat on the ground. At that moment, no one could think about Willow anymore. They were engulfed in the shock of Luna's fall from the cliff. They could still see the clear signs of the collapsed area on the cliff where Zoe had stood. Obviously, Luna had fallen off from there. How could they save her? It was a bottomless abyss beneath them. Everyone knew that this was not the first time such a thing had happened on Mount Yuming. Many people took a wrong step and fell off the cliff every year and not a single body was found. Even if they were lucky enough to be found, there would be no possibility of surviving. Jake's voice shook as he said, beneath this cliff is the source of a waterfall and there are many rocks among the rushing waters. If someone were to fall in, if they were lucky enough not to have their heads bashed against those rocks, they still won't be able to handle the strong impact from hitting the water. If we wait till she gets washed up on shore, I'm afraid we should expect the worst. But if we just go down the water to save her, it'll be too dangerous. There have been similar incidents before this too and none of them were successful in their rescue attempts. The dreadful repression in the air expanded upon Jake's words. What to do, what to do? We were just out here for a hike, how did we end up like this? Cherry, who was patient for a long time, could not hold it in anymore at that moment. With a sneer, she started to say, all because of someone's stubbornness and pretending to go missing. You all say that Willow is so talented, so nice, but I don't see that at all. If she was really nice, would she keep harping on someone else's boyfriend? Even if she liked him, she can't do such an immoral thing. Whose sympathy is she trying to buy by pretending to be ditched and betrayed? Theo has zero relationship with her. Many people started to echo Cherry. That annoying Zoe keeps saying that someone bullied and angered her, but I don't understand. Who bullied her? Who angered her? She went after someone else's boyfriend with her own wishful thinking and even made herself the victim, so how's she pitiful? She really deserves to be angered to death. And that Zoe is a brainless follower too. Now, they've both killed a nice, young lady. They should be satisfied now. When she heard those horrible words, Zoe slumped onto the ground in shock as if her soul had left her. She knew that she was dead, she was definitely dead this time. If something happened to Luna, bro Theo would never let me go. Yet what made her even more afraid and panic-stricken was that she had watched someone plunge to her death right before her and she had even pushed her off. Stop talking crap. Even if we don't have a plan, we have to think of something. If Theo finds out, we'll all be in trouble. Urged someone. Someone must inform Theo about this immediately. Inform. Which one of you will go? The air was dead silent again. Who would dare to tell Theo? Did they have a death wish? I'll tell him. Jake ground his teeth and his hand trembled when he took out his phone. If he had not forced Theo to come last night, nothing would have happened to Luna. Just as Jake was about to make the call, a girl's shriek was suddenly heard from the crowd. Ah! Ah. Dear. What's wrong? Chris quickly looked at Cherry. Cherry nervously looked at the edge of the cliff a few meters away from her and shouted, "A hand. There's a hand. Someone's hand." Hand? Where? Just as everyone followed Cherry's finger to look over, indeed, they saw a hand. A fair hand that belonged to a woman. What is that? What the hell? My God. Could Luna have turned into a ghost to demand for someone's life? Chapter 994. Ah, ghost. Instantly, all the girls' shrieks rose. Zoe even almost fainted as the blood drained from her face from fright. It was chaos. Hey, what ghost? At that moment, there was another hand on the rock of the edge of the cliff. What followed next was a swoosh as a dark figure rolled over from the edge and fell on the ground before them. What is this? What just crawled up? Ah. Jesus. It's Luna. It looks like Luna. Ah. Oh my God. What did they just see? Arg. Luna. It was really Luna. What was happening? Could she have climbed back up by herself? Luna's hair was in a mess and her white sports outfit was dirty beyond recognition. Underneath her fingers were a gritty mix of mud and moss. She was bending down and gasping for air. After she crawled up and caught her breath, the first thing she nervously asked them was, "Hey, you didn't tell Theo, did you?" As they watched this scene unfold, everyone looked as if they had seen a ghost. Zoe had forgotten about crying as she stood there, stunned, while Jake had fallen to the ground looking dumbfounded. "Hey, I'm asking you guys. Why are all of you looking so shocked?" Luna asked again. "No. I haven't had the chance to tell him." Jake answered blankly. "Good, don't ever let him know about this." Luna breathed a sigh of relief and sat back down. Jesus. She was really crazy. The first thing she said after crawling back from the brink of death was not, "Thank God I didn't die," or crying and wailing. Instead, she pleaded them not to tell Theo about this incident. Was she all right? Was Theo scarier than falling off a cliff? Jake looked like he was having an anxiety attack. "How did you get back up here?" "Duh, I climbed back up." Luna answered sarcastically. Jake questioned again, "Climb? How did you do that?" "With my hands." Jake painfully swallowed his saliva and said, Little bunny, no, heroin." "How was your body even structured? Didn't you die?" Luna wiped off the sweat on her brow and rolled her eyes at Jake. "Have you never heard of the cliff diving law of survival?" Jake's mouth twitched. "I have, but this is my first time hearing of anyone climbing back up with bare hands." "You're a monster." After everyone had regained their senses from their nervousness and shock, they started to ask Luna one question after another. What actually happened? "Luna, did you really climb back up by yourself? That's crazy magical. This doesn't make any scientific sense. Do you know lightweight kung fu? The last time I met you at the shooting range, I knew you weren't normal. You wouldn't have any special abilities, would you? I told you that Master Theo has unique taste. Miss Luna is definitely not a normal person. Pfft. You lot are the abnormal ones." When she heard them start to exaggerate beyond comprehension, Luna started to get annoyed. "You guys think too much. I'm a normal person and I don't know lightweight kung fu. In fact, I didn't even fall off. If I really did, how could I climb back up unless I had wing? Then, what happened? Heroin, stop keeping us in suspense. Quickly tell us." Chris wanted to get to the heart of the matter and the others nodded in agreement too. The way they stared at Luna was as if she was the most popular storyteller in ancient tea houses. Chapter 995. Luna slowed down her breath and simply explained, "When I couldn't control my body, I did my best to roll down with the help of shrubs to slow me down, and the fact that this cliff isn't entirely flat, there was about a 70-degree slope. I did my best to slide down the cliff while maximizing my body's surface area that rolled on the slope. Thankfully, I only slid for a while before I finally got a grip on a rock that was sticking out. Unfortunately, I was stuck in an awkward position and you guys couldn't hear me when I shouted for you. My phone fell off, so all I could do was to climb up. I'm dead tired. I shouldn't have been lazy and let Theo piggyback me. Life sure comes back at you quickly. When they heard Luna's explanation, everyone was even more speechless. Geez, she actually had the time to adjust the angle and her way of rolling down when falling off the cliff? This was insane. Indeed, she was no normal person. Couldn't you just have stayed put and wait for us to save you? What if you missed a footing and really fell down? What do we do then? Jake asked anxiously. When Luna heard this, she did not say anything. She just looked indistinctly at Zoe's direction. What Zoe decided to cover up after her fall. It was not that she was being pessimistic. She just had to consider such a possibility since, after all, Zoe and her were at loggerheads. In that situation, if Zoe did not say anything, she would not even know how she died. Plus, she was not sure how long the rock beneath her feet could hold up, so she quickly climbed back up by herself. There was no way that she would leave her life in the hands of others. Zoe felt ashamed under Luna's gaze. Her lower lip trembled and she was tongue-tied. In that instant, because of panic and fear of suffering the consequences, she had really thought of not letting anyone know or just say that Luna had fallen off herself. Okay. All that you wanted to know has been answered. Now, stop surrounding this place. If Theo notices, I'll be dead. I've to quickly rush back to change my clothes and destroy the evidence. Bye-bye everyone. Luna said as she got to her feet. Seeing that she did not mention saving Zoe and had even wanted to hide this incident from Theo, everyone looked at each other in astonishment. Hey, wait up, Miss Luna, don't move. We don't know if you're seriously hurt. You should go and get checked at the hospital. Exactly. Just to be safe, you must get checked. In fact, it's such a huge thing. We shouldn't hide this from bro Theo. Just as the crowd was getting in Luna's way and throwing her advice, a man's cold voice cut through from the back. What are you lot doing? When she heard the voice, Luna jumped and in a panic, she almost snatched someone else's clothes to wear. Unfortunately, Theo's eagle eyes had already accurately pinpointed Luna, who was hidden in the crowd, and he walked right up to her. What's happening? Luna scratched her head and pretended to be calm. I tripped over. Would tripping look like this? Show me how you fell. Theo's eyes skimmed Luna's grimy body like an X-ray and he saw the collapsed cliff behind her, including Zoe's guilty expression that was becoming increasingly miserable. Show him? That wouldn't be nice. The devil was so mean. Chapter 996. I was wrong. Luna decided that it was best to admit her fault. At that moment, everyone could not bear watching what was happening. Bro Theo, don't be so fierce to Miss Luna. It was all thanks to her for saving Zoe that she had almost fallen off the cliff. Exactly. Miss Luna must be frightened, you should console her instead. Everyone started to help Luna by coaxing him. Theo's expression looked like a storm was brewing. Almost fell off a cliff. He had only been separated from her for 5 minutes. He was really wrong. Even if it were 5 seconds, he should not have let her leave his line of sight. Only until after Luna's peril was resolved did everyone notice that there was one more person behind Theo. It was Willow. Willow, where did you run off to? Do you know that all of us were worried sick about you? You disappeared without saying anything and your phone couldn't be reached. Everyone's been looking for you all morning and Zoe even almost met with danger. Willow, you're really quite irresponsible this time. Willow never would have thought that she would be confronted by this scene upon her return. Everyone was on Luna's side and criticizing her. She tried to keep her expression still as she apologized to everyone in a sincere manner. I'm sorry, I was just in a bad mood and went for a walk, and my phone battery died. I'm really sorry for making everyone worry about me. However, not only did Willow not gain everyone's sympathy, many of them looked annoyed at her. Even her friends who had helped her speak up before had shut up now. The sharper ones could not help but start to think how come no one could find her after searching all around, yet it was Theo who had found her. Was it really a coincidence or intentional? At first, everyone might have sympathized with her a little, but now that they thought about the incident earlier, they all started to feel unfair on Luna's behalf. On one hand was a person who had always longed for someone else's boyfriend, yet continued to victimize herself, even using her friends' concerns to pick on Luna, and had gone missing without a care for all her friends' worries. While the other one had used her capabilities to save someone who was always against her and had actually climbed up by herself after falling off the cliff. At that moment, everyone finally understood Luna a little more. She was not really the weak little bunny, it was only with Theo that she revealed that side of her. Just like how Theo only revealed his soft side in front of Luna. After Luna climbed up, she did not mention the fact that Zoe had pushed her off at all. Zoe did not dare to say much because she felt guilty, much less help Willow out of the situation. If Willow had not suddenly gone missing, all of this would not have even happened. Thank God Luna had pulled her in earlier, or else, she really could have died. When she thought of the whole incident, she felt herself shaking from the trauma. Jake looked gloomy as he walked to Theo's side and said in a suppressed tone, "Theo, I'm sorry." Apart from this, he did not know what else to say. He felt guilty and blamed himself for what happened. He had even almost took his anger out on him and Luna earlier for Willow's disappearance. Thankfully, Luna was alright, or else, he would never be able to face Theo again. After all, it was him who had told Theo that he had to come, even threatening him with their friendship. Chapter 997. Willow did not know how to bear the social pressure until she got home. Last night, she had really felt terribly miserable, thus she had wanted to be alone. She also did not know why she had switched off her handphone with the intention of taking revenge on Theo. In a dark corner, as she watched everyone look for her anxiously and blame Luna, her mood that was on the verge of a breakdown had slowly turned around. She had worked out a suitable time to appear, so Theo would find her, and she wanted to use the opportunity to have a good chat with Theo. Who knew that an accident would happen in the end and that she would become the target of criticism? From the moment she had known of the woman's existence, it was like a virus had attacked her perfect life. Everything had become a mess and it all spiraled out of her control. She could not continue being kind or merciful. After a night, she could finally calm down a little. She looked for her father and explained everything to him. What? Arthur is Theo? When he heard his daughter's report, Thomas looked completely surprised too. Yes, Theo said so himself. When he observed his daughter's expression, Thomas could roughly guess what had happened. He patted her shoulder. You've been wronged. I've been too careless about this. It's not your fault, father. Who'd have thought that Theo would go to that extent for that woman? Thomas's expression looked horrified, then he consoled Willow. You don't have to worry too much, no matter how much Theo gilds that woman, even if he can improve her social status, you can't uplift your origins. Father, is there some sort of secret about Luna's background? Willow asked in concern. After I returned from the birthday banquet, I especially investigated. She is Robert's daughter, which isn't much of an issue. This woman stayed in the village until she turned 18, and was raised by an ignorant village lady. After she was taken back to the Brown family, she did many ridiculous things, so her biological parents found her embarrassing, and would much rather have their adopted daughter, Emma, and not her, because she was too inferior to be shown to public. Thomas said with disdain. But this woman has caused us to miscalculate things over and over again, so we can't take things lightly. We must completely destroy her before this woman succeeds. However, Theo has been doting on her so excessively recently. Thomas pat his daughter's shoulder. The more Theo dotes on her now, the more it'll make Matthew and Margaret hate her. When that happens, we will boost our efforts, so even Theo wouldn't be able to protect her. Willow, I won't let you suffer for nothing. This time, I not only want to destroy her, I want to make her fall forever. At Platinum Palace entrance. Luna, Luna. Zoe panted as she ran up to her. What is it? Luna turned around and looked at the girl. May I say a few words to you personally? Zoe shot a look at Theo who was beside her. Because she was afraid, she could not help but shrink a little. Speak personally. I'm sorry, that might be a little hard. Luna said as she raised up one hand. Her fair wrist was being wrapped with tie, and the other end of the tie was held tightly in Theo's hand. Great, now she had really been tied to his waistband. Zoe was speechless. Chapter 998. A moment of awkward silence passed. Zoe gritted her teeth, closed her eyes and just mustered the courage to say in front of Theo, Miss Luna, thank you for saving me. Also, I'm sorry. Before this, on the mountain, I didn't mean to push you off me. I really didn't know that you were trying to save me. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Even Theo knew that things had not been that simple. With Luna's agility, she was only helping Zoe, so she would not have fallen off, and after he heard this, his expression was instantly chilled to the core. Zoe was just a young lady who could not handle Theo's pressure. Her body was shaking all over. She was so frightened that she could pass out any minute. Luna indicated to Theo that she would resolve the matter herself, then she touched her bandage-bound wrist and looked at Zoe, laughing grimly, hee, lil' girl, you almost cost me my life. Just saying that you didn't mean to and that you're sorry, do you really think that's enough? If your apology was useful, what are the police for? Zoe bit down hard on her lower lip nervously and looked miserable. I'm willing to accept all the consequences. Luna stroked her chin in contemplation. Willing to accept all consequences? You said it yourself. Yes, I did, to kill me or to scrape my flesh as you wish. Even though Zoe stiffened and showed that she was reluctantly offering herself to be hit or killed, her trembling body clearly exposed her panic. At that moment, numerous scary imaginations had already crossed Zoe's mind. This woman definitely won't let me off the hook easily. As she shook with hopelessness, Zoe looked to her cousin to beg, yet she was met with sinister eyes even scarier than Luna's. Fine. I shall just submit to death. To die in this woman's hand would be better than in cousin's hands. Just say it. What do you want me to do? Zoe tightened her hands into a fists and asked. Luna pretended to hem and haw, contemplating it for a while before she eyed Zoe and said faintly, call me cousin-in-law. What? Zoe's face went blank as she stood there bewildered by what she heard. She was stupefied for a while before it dawned on her. Was Luna's request just that? Luna's brows raised as she urged, didn't you say I could kill or cut off your flesh as I please? What's wrong? Regretting it now? After putting her emotions through such a roller coaster ride, Zoe's entire body shook even more and her tears could not help but roll down as she drooped her head low. She cried as she said in a shaky voice, cousin-in-law. When she heard this, Luna finally nodded in satisfaction. Okay, this issue will come to an end. Thanks to you, I had an exciting day and it was quite fun. Luna then dragged the scary-looking Theo away. Exciting? Quite fun. Zoe and Theo were both speechless. After they entered the living room, Luna decided to take the lead and she pushed Theo onto the sofa for a kiss. Theo naturally guessed her naughty little thoughts, so he held onto her slim waist and kissed her hard. A long while later, Theo pressed his lips to the girl's slightly swollen lips. Very exciting? Very fun? Luna suddenly looked like she was about to cry. You're still bringing that up? She thought that her actions could temporarily resolve the danger. Chapter 999. Theo stared at her with a darkened expression. What do other people's lives have to do with you? Luna cleared her throat. Hey, that's your cousin. It's not very nice for you to say that. Even if it was me, I don't allow to do such things. That's nothing, I've dabbled in way more dangerous things than this back then. What happened today was a totally small case. I wouldn't do things I'm unsure of. She had explained till her mouth went dry, yet Theo remained stiff as a rod. Luna could not help but cry on the inside. She had gotten the upper hand and made Zoe apologize, but now it was her turn to be in the pits. Luna persisted in rubbing her hand against the man's chest and said, "Don't be angry, okay? Next time, I'll really be good and stay beside you. I won't just run off." Theo indicated that he did not trust her at all. Luna felt like her words did not carry enough weight, so she murmured, "Then, what can I do to appease you?" Theo looked at her with darkened eyes, not saying anything. Luna's eyes lit up. She suddenly thought of something. Don't be angry, all right, husband?" Theo was speechless. "You win." Half a month went by since that incident had happened. Since then, Luna's life had been significantly affected. The worst thing was the devil's maddening and random style of safety education. The other thing was that her apartment had gotten so filled up that she had nowhere to stand. It was filled with all sorts of hampers, expensive clothing, makeup and those sort of things. There was even a pair of nunchucks, a soft sword, and other weird things like guns and knives. The hampers with tonics were sent by Jake and Willow while the clothes and makeup were sent by Zoe. As for the nunchucks, sword, and knives, those were given by Bruce and Brody. She knew why most of them had sent her those things, but she was really confused about Bruce and Brody. Why were these two suddenly trying to win her favor? Ding dong. The sound of the doorbell was heard. Luna opened the door and noticed Bruce and Brody at the door again. These two tall and strong guys held sausages and smoked goose in their hands. "Lady Boss, this is our hometown specialty, try them." Bruce's words were eager and careful. He now kept calling her Lady Boss, and his attitude was entirely different from the initial arrogance he had displayed the last time. Brody echoed, "Lady Boss, try them. If you like it, we'll bring more for you the next time." Luna sighed and leaned against the door. "The both of you, please just be direct. Stop beating around the bush. Are you still senior leaders?" Bruce and Brody glanced at each other, then decided to be straightforward after some contemplation. Bruce started, "Lady Boss, can you let us bros protect you?" Luna raised one brow. "Protect me? Are you sure?" When they recalled the Lady Boss's valiance, Bruce silently wiped off the beads of sweat on his brow. "Lady Boss, I know our shooting skills can't compare to yours, but in terms of agility, while we might not be the best, we're still two of the top few." "I've already finished shooting my show," said Luna. Bruce quickly replied, "Exactly. Exactly, because you're done the shooting, you'll need us. Lady Boss, when you're popular and you're always surrounded by your fans and reporters when you go out, you definitely need bodyguards. When that happens, can you speak to the boss, and use the two of us?" Luna's mouth twitched. These guys, when did they learn to brown nose? "Then let's speak again when I'm famous," Luna said casually. Did this mean they had a chance? Bruce and Brody looked at each other again, suddenly feeling very emotional. They both agreed, "Lady Boss, you'll definitely become famous." Luna was speechless. "Thank you so much for your confidence in me." Chapter 1000. At Glory World Entertainment, in Stacy's office. "Congratulations on wrapping up the shoot. You've worked hard." "It wasn't hard at all. This movie is probably one of the happiest shoots I've gone through," Luna said sincerely, her face beaming with some good memories in her thoughts. After all, she had acted with the little devil. However, of course, she should be careful and not show too much happiness. Stacy looked at her with a sense of concern in her eyes. Luna noticed and quickly asked, "What's wrong, Stacy?" Stacy contemplated and decided to be straightforward. "Luna, let me ask you. What's up with you and Arthur?" Luna blinked. She looked calm on the outside, but a storm churned in her heart. Damn it. Could it Stacy have found out? Stacy, why would you ask?" Luna questioned carefully. "I just feel like something's odd between the both of you. Do you like Arthur?" Stacy tried to ask. When Luna was shooting, Stacy had also constantly gone over to accompany her, so it was inevitable for her to notice that something fishy was up. She obviously did not have any concrete evidence, or else she would not be taking on this tone right now. It was only with a woman's sixth sense that she could tell that the way Luna looked at Arthur was indeed out of the ordinary. Luna subtly rubbed her chest and thought thankfully to herself that her secret was still safe. Her expression returned to nonchalance as she said, "Oh, it's just some good vibes. I like people who look cold and reserved. It makes me have the impulse to tease them." From Luna's tone, it did not sound like she had anything on with Arthur, so Stacy stopped worrying and said to her with displeasure, "You should still be careful. The way you look at Arthur, it's just too blatant." Luna coughed. "Understood. I'll be careful. Here's a variety television show slot that I've just accepted for you. Take a look at it. It'll be at least another 1 or 2 months before your show goes up in the theaters, so it's the most suitable time for variety shows now, or else you'll be forgotten by the audience if you lack exposure," said Stacy. Oh, let me take a look." Luna took Stacy's information sheet and skimmed through. She had only been on interview-based variety shows a few times and did not have much experience in other types of variety shows. When she flipped open to the first page and saw the name of the variety show, Luna started to take more interest. Cute baby pair-up? The name itself sounds quite adorable. Stacy briefly introduced, it's an outdoor parent-child reality television show. The show's content creator will pair up celebrities who will experience what's it like to be a mother for the first time together with a cute child that they are strangers to. The life of a parent and a child will be depicted. The main draw factor is to show the other side of young idols after they are removed from their halos of celebrity life. Luna nodded. Oh, so it's this type of show. Understood. Before this, these shows were very popular. They've done the father version, so now they're doing a mother pairing. These television stations are getting better at games. This time, the director of the television station personally called to invite you to be a special guest in an episode, said Stacy. Whoa. The director thinks so highly of me? Luna was elated. Because you look like you'll be the worst at taking on the maternal role. Luna was instantly dumbfounded. On what basis? Why can't I be a good mother? Because of your image, said Stacy simply. Luna choked and she said angrily, this is practically discrimination. The most important thing in reality television shows were conflicts. Conflicts made viewer ratings skyrocket. By choosing a young and gorgeous, well-dressed female celebrity who did not know how to take care of children at all would psych the audience to want to watch how she would perform.